I'm like heartbroken. I don't understand how we could just be giving away our democracy. How can we just give it away? After everything that has been fought for, after everything that the United States stands for, how can we just let it go to a tyrant?
This executive order is for allowing people who are complaining about your tariffs to be permanently labeled as whiny, sad little...
Hold it. This is a good one. Is everybody listening?
Just a super aggressive reminder, Clinton was impeached for perjury and obstruction of justice for getting his sucked and then lying about it. And you're telling me that the president of the United States can do insider trading and make his rich friends more rich while destroying the economy, and that's not grounds for impeachment? Make that make sense.
Oh my gosh, it is not insider trading when you make a public statement announcing to the world that now is a good time to buy. That's not... Oh, that's the opposite of insider trading. That's not how insider trading works. That's not how any of this works.
So we gonna act like this is not market manipulation and insider trading? Man. Now let's watch 90 days from now. Watch what happens again with the tariffs.
Beta!
10 years that Trump has terrorized the American political scene, we have been asking the question of when do we need to go?
Now. Go now. Right now.
A lot of people didn't like me saying that MAGA are too poor to care about the stock market, but they're really going to hate this one. You're also too uneducated to lift yourself from the levels of poverty that would make the stock market crash matter to you.
It's abnormal for a man to be a liberal or progressive. It's a sign of being a beta male.
I didn't know that.
Because real men are conservative, Republican, and strong in nature.
If I became conservative, would I no longer be beta?
You would become alpha.
Wow.
Who are really surprised that Donald Trump is like doing everything he possibly can to make the billionaires around him as much money as he can without regard for the United States need to get a grip. Because you voted for him because he was a successful businessman and he was going to run America like a business. Do you know how businesses work? Do you know how corporations work? The top 1% get all the money and everyone else suffers. You got what you voted for. You morons!
Oh gosh. I wonder which billion-dollar business she started and runs.
If you're one of the people who voted for Trump because you cared more about the economy than like reproductive rights, human rights, whatever, do you feel stupid yet? The economy that you cared so much about is everything is unaffordable. Everyone's savings are gone. And I actually do hope this reaches the scary side of TikTok because, like, I know you in your brain will somehow justify it. And I'm just interested to read them.
Democrats waiting to complain about grocery prices. 2021 to 2023 hold. 2023 to 2025 hold. Trump gets into office now. Now they scream and rage.
I might be an old black woman in Mississippi, but I know insider trading when I see it. This man has been manipulating the markets for 2 months. Imagine how much his friends, because he ain't really got no friends. Guess how much his friends, his little friends, made off of this market manipulation. And we sitting here struggling to buy groceries. We sitting here losing our jobs. We sitting here panicking about the Constitution.
And I've never heard of a document called the Constitution.
Constitution. The Constitution. But hey, his little friends made bank.
You guys, so it's going to be interesting to watch POMAGAs pay more for all their favorite president's merch. Because, most of that Trump merch is made in China, where the tariffs are going up, 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 up. Are y'all going to pay more for that stuff? Probably yes, because, it's a cult. And they've got to subsidize his lifestyle while he golfs, and they pay. And probably very happily. But probably the rest of y'all not loving the Trump tariffs. How's that economy working for you? Are we great yet? Let me know when we are. Peace.
Joy's still unemployed in a Trump economy. Wonder if she's looked into picking crops.
So there's a lot of people I see out there who are trying to either rationalize or talk themselves into or truly believe that it doesn't really make any difference that Trump's, making our country unstable financially, crashing the stock market, making the rest of the world go, what's going on in America? Maybe it's not as stable as we thought. There's real world consequences to that. We become we stop being the world's safe haven for their money. Because it used to be when the world was on fire, everybody knew they could buy treasury bonds. The U.S. was going to be held together. We would either bail out big business or we could just handle it. And now there's people who are like, I don't think so. There's a reason that businesses don't go invest in businesses in Russia. It's not because they don't have workers. It's not because they don't have consumers. It's not because they don't have an infrastructure or a port. What they don't have is rule of law. And your success or failure depends on how many hands you grease because there's government sanctioned corruption. And it depends on the whim of one guy who may or may not be kind of crazy. So there's a lot of businesses who go, you know what? That's okay. We're out. And that's going to start happening here. And remember, the second largest holder of U.S. Treasury bonds is China. If they start selling it off, we're toast. And that means your credit card rates, your mortgage rates, everything becomes a whole bunch more expensive. So buckle up, buttercups, because this is going to get worse before it gets better unless somebody figures out how to stop him.
No, that's a lie. You just lie.
3 prominent Yale historians have now fled for Canada. Jason Stanley, Timothy Snyder, whose book I've recommended on my page, and Timothy's wife, Marcy Shore, have all decided to leave. Why? Because those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. And they looked around at what's going on in our country and said, we're not safe, time to go. If I'm going to be able to continue my work and educate people on what's going on, I need to go. I can't do that here safely anymore because the Trump administration is rapidly descending into fascism and dictatorship, and they're not safe anymore to educate the public about the things that they know about history to try and prevent these types of things. Over in 1933, it wasn't just that and mass extermination. There was a lead up many years. Obviously, their largest perceived enemy was the Jewish people, but they targeted lots of other groups as well. It was political opponents, civil servants who voted in a way that they didn't agree with. Sound familiar? We're offering buyouts so that they can replace everybody with yes people in our current government. Disabled people who they didn't want to take care of. They've been attacking people in this country. They've been going after services for disabled people. These historians see the writing on the wall. So if you were looking for your O sign, it's here.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I am like heartbroken. I just want to go back to being a kid. I really do. In the 80s, walking up to the corner store with my pennies to get my candy or riding my bike around the block. I can't believe this is what our kids.
Let's add some happy little tears. This is a liberal woman doing a horrible impersonation of a Trump supporter.
I didn't know that he was going to take my husband's tractors away. Also, I did not know that it was going to mean that my little boy was not going to be able to go to Head Start no more. And then I did not know that we was going to be out all of the caches from the food stuff. I did not know we was going to be losing that money, okay? We need it. And then I heard that they was going to mess with Papa's Social Security. And this is just a little bit more than we can stomach around here, if you know what I mean. So I don't know who we need to call to fix this. We need to call somebody and talk to the manager.
And this is why we say the left can't meme. Oh, hold on. It's not time for this yet. It's not time for this yet. Leroy, sit. Leroy, sit. Thank you. No, it's not time. No, it's not time. Leroy, it's not time. No, Leroy, you have to. Leroy, be a good boy. Leroy, sit. Sit. Thank you. Hold on. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy.